afternoon, students. Today we see about computer. First point, working of computer. Last day we have seen what is a computer, how the computer has invented from 1950s to the till date. So let us see. This is a basic diagram of computer working process. First one input, second one is a process, third one is a output, and middle one there is a storage. It means it will shows the flow of computer. So first thing we need to provide input, then that input is provided to a process or the computer. Then from this process it is get stored in a storage devices. It may be primary storage devices or secondary storage devices. Once it is processed, then it is transferred to the output devices. Sometimes after processing, we don't need to show it to the user, so we can save it in a storage. So in that case also we can store that data in a storage devices. So it is a basic working of a computer: input, process, output, and the storage. Next one is a block diagram of computer. Means what is the structure of computer in case of blocks. So first one is a input. It is get connected to CPU, and through that CPU there is a connection of output devices. So lastly we have seen how the flow of computer: input, process, and output. Like that here, input devices provide data to the CPU. The CPU is made up of three parts. First one is a control unit, next one is a arithmetic and logical unit, and the third one is a memory unit. And all these parts are interconnected with each other and are combined in a single unit, which is a CPU. So see there, control unit controls all processes of CPU. Arithmetic and logical unit perform arithmetic and logical operations, and for these processes memory units are required, which is used for storage. And once process is over, it may be stored in memory or it is sent to the output devices. So it is a basic diagram of computer. Then comes to block diagram. It is different diagram, but the process or flow is the same. So see, first one, data. We need to enter data by using input units. Then input units connected to the storage unit. So it may be secondary storage unit or primary storage unit. Then it is connected to CPU or central processing unit. In that there are two parts: one is a control unit, second one is a ALU, that is arithmetic logical unit. A flow is same. So whenever CPU requires memory, it will get connected to the storage unit, and once process is done, it may be saved in a storage unit or it is transferred to the output unit, and output unit shows the information to the user. So it is a basics of computer diagram or a block diagram of computer. Then see again, one more diagram is there. That all diagrams are similar, but for a understanding purpose I have taken different diagrams. So input, then process, then output. In between there is a storage. In case of storage there are two types: one is a primary storage, second one is a secondary storage. So primary storage contains RAM, ROM, EPROM, which is also called as a system storage or a system memory, while secondary storage devices are the permanent memory, or it is used to save data permanently. Then move to the towards memory. So last lecture we have seen how the memory is invented and how it is work. So it is shown a punched paper tape of is used for a storage. Then another papers are there. Then further it is get transferred to the IBM key punch machine, so which will store the data. Then IBM magnetic tape drive. So magnetic tape drive means these are the tape or the magnetic tapes which are used for a storage purpose. And then magnetic drum, then hard drive, then hard disk, like that. So various secondary storage devices are there. Tape is there, floppy disk is there, CD is there, DVD is there, HVD is there. Then nowadays the memory cards are there, or the various storage devices are there, which is used for storing data for a longer time. So it is an invention in 1950s. It was a transistor 1, and it was a silicon transistor. In 1960s it was a TTL quad gate, which contains 16 transistor. In 1970s it was a 8-bit microprocessor. So from 1970s, microprocessor concept has involved in a computer. So it contains 4500 transistors. Then in 1980s, a 32-bit microprocessor. So it contains 2,75,000 transistors. In 1990s, 32-bit microprocessor, but the number of transistors are increased in a memory. Then 2000 it was a 64-bit microprocessor. Here also transistor number is increased, and in 2019 it was a 3072 core GPU. So it is a advanced version of CPU which contains so many number of transistors. That's why in a single chip we can store more and more data. So it is about the memory. Then see the memory units, how the memory is managed or used in a computer. So first one is a bit. So bit means it is a binary digit. Next one is a byte. So byte means it is a 8 bits become 1 byte. Then 1024 bytes becomes KB. Then same unit is used for MB, GB, TB, PB, EB, ZB, YB, like that. So byte is the highest memory unit which is used for storing the data in the form of computer. Then move towards the input devices. So all of you know about input devices. So the devices which are used to transfer data to the computer. So it is a camera, scanner, microphone, trackball, webcam, joystick, keyboard, mouse, touchscreen. So all these devices are used to provide input to the system. Then move towards output devices. So output devices are webcam, microphone, printer, headphone, then monitor, speaker, and there are various types of webcams. So these are the output devices which are used for storing or the working with computer. So today we have seen about what is a computer, what is the flow of memory, what are the input devices, and what are the output devices.